Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Sprout. So, I know this episode's out a little bit later than I originally intended. I was originally intending on having this out on Sunday, and then it was like, well, Monday, but it'll be coming out on Tuesday instead. And the reason why, it took a very, very long time to do what I was working on. And it's times like this that I really feel like I take things like the builder block from RF Tools, stuff like that. I take it for granted, you know. But before we go and look at what I've been digging out and working on, I did add some nether brick walls around this area here. Kind of fence it in and everything. I think it looks a lot better like that. So just a minor little thing that I added on there, but the majority, the majority of the time was spent down here. I dug out a little area here. I haven't ran the roads and all of that stuff over to this area, but I built a little underground compound. So if we head down here, this thing is massive, by the way. It's 2 chunks wide. This is one of our slime chunks. Basically where that dreamwood is and that basalt and everything, that is a slime chunk. Okay? And it's all lit up and everything, so the only thing that can spawn in there is slimes. That's actually the top. Because slimes, they can only spawn at like Y39 and below. So basically all the way down, let's go ahead and head down the compound. There's like little areas here where you can step out and kind of see what's going on. Now I haven't finished all the walls on the interior. I finished all the walls down through here for the most part. But you can see marble and stone and stuff throughout there. That part's not totally finished. But if we head on down, this is actually where I can step out and finish building this for right now. So, right down through here, and then I can just kind of build this and steadily build it up, because the main thing I was waiting on is blaze lamps. Okay, I used a ton of blaze lamps for this. Basically for decoration more than anything. I could just use mage light to light it up. The Dreamwood platforms are lit up with mage light, by the way. But that's just so that no zombies or anything else can spawn in there. And then if we step down here, you can see, I think there is like one loose zombie in there, and there's a dweller. But that's okay. Anyways, we've got slimes here, and I also spent a very long time lighting up caverns nearby. If you notice on the mini-map, there's still a couple places I need to hit, because it looks like we've got some creepers and zombies spawning off in that direction. But I did spend a very long time, between this episode and the last episode, and then also a couple episodes back, I spent a while just trying to light up everything, just to reduce rogue spawns. Okay, I want all of our spawns to be centered here, and then of course we've also got like the blaze spawner and stuff, but that's only a couple mobs. It's not a big deal for those spawning. And then right up here we have just kind of a pathway that leads up, and we're going to be utilizing this for our build as well. And it leads all the way up to here, and then comes out right in here. Okay? And right in here is actually where our mana battery is going to go, I think. So, yeah. That's basically going to be getting mana from that slime farm over to our Botania area. Okay? And the reason I'm going with slime farms produce an absolute ton of mana. Now, the only downside to that is I have to be in the area for, in the relative area for the slimes to spawn. But usually, I mean, we're at our base now. The only time it won't be producing is when we go out exploring, and that's fine. It's not really a huge concern. If the slime stops spawning and the mana stops being produced, because that's what we have the mana battery for. And I mean, slimes produce a massive amount of mana, like a massive amount. Especially, it's all based on the size of the slime and everything, which we'll get into that a little bit later. But the large slimes that spawn, which actually spawn fairly often, they produce it's over 7,000 mana. It is a lot of mana being produced by them. Some of these have stopped inputting, and I'm not really sure why that is. But the Ars Magica item transfer, it acts up sometimes. But at the same time, I have 106,000 glass, so it's not really a big concern at the moment. If those have slowed down. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and start getting into what we're going to be doing today. Now, I don't know for sure that we'll get all of it done today, but I want to get the mana system with the slimes plugged up. I want to get our mana battery set up. I want to get our mana transfer system set up. And I also need better spreaders. Okay, because the elven mana spreaders are nice, but with the amount of mana that we're going to be producing down in the slime farm, it's not really... Elven mana spreaders aren't really going to be enough, per se, for what we need. Because we're going to need to transfer the mana out of the Narslimus flowers. Transfer it to a mana pool, and then get it sent over to our mana... our mana battery. Okay? So, let's go ahead and get into that. And what we're going to be doing... Let me get our Lexica Botania out. And I'm also... Well, I don't know that I'm going to need Wand of the Forest. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting into the Ritual of Gaia. Okay, just the level 1 for right now, which is fine. Which that's going to require, these Gaia pylons and a little bit of a setup. Nothing too expensive. However, we are going to need beacon. So we are going to need nether stars. And then in addition, I would like to, before we fight the Gaia Guardian, I would like to get one item from Reliquary, and that is the Witherless Rose, which also requires nether stars. So I think our first objective is going to be getting 5 nether stars. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to actually have to head to the nether for a bit, and I don't know if I want to head to the nether or... Well, I mean, I'm going to have to head to the nether, but I'm thinking about doing a spawner. Right now we have no wither skulls. We have no withered ribs. Okay, great. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go get ourselves a skeleton spawner. We're going to make this a little bit easier today because of the amount of skulls that we need. And, originally I wasn't planning on fighting the Gaia Guardian this soon, but then I got to thinking, it's like, I really need a Gaia spreader for this setup just because of the mass amount of mana that's going to be produced. So had I thought about that, I would have went ahead and recorded this episode over the weekend because I don't have to have the entire mana set up or the slime setup in place for this, but that's okay. Fact of the matter is that some of the builds in this series are just, they're big builds, and they take a while to get everything in place, so that just comes with the territory, I feel like. Let's see, I'm trying to find the way down. Right here. Because I'm sure there's some skeleton spawners down here somewhere-ish. Got a horde of monsters here. But I need to go through a bit more of this anyways. Let me actually turn the... Forgot I had the music down because while I was working on this, I was rewatching Seraph of the End. Love that anime, and was watching back through that while I was working on the mana farm, just because the amount of stuff that had to go into the mana farm, like the amount of time, it took forever. And we'll just kind of rush through this and get everything lit up at least. And this is actually one of those areas that I wanted to light up anyways, so not a big deal. There we go. Okay, there is a skeleton spawner. That is what I want. So, there we go, and I'll just snag that. Okay, we got our spawner. There it is. Return home charm. Let's go ahead, warp back to the house, and we'll pop into the nether, and we'll just set this up for now. I think that should be good. Let me dump off all this stuff real quick. So let's just pop into here. And that way we can have wither skeleton, basically a wither skeleton spawner, right? If skeletons are spawned in the nether, there's more often than not they're going to spawn as wither skeletons. It's not 100%. I think it's like, I want to say it's like 60% chance or 80% chance or something like that. Okay, so we'll just set it up right here. I think that's going to be fine. I'm not going for anything too fancy right now. I just want, someplace that we can have them spawning more than anything. So go ahead and light this area back here up. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put it like right here. Let's say redstone on for right now. Okay. Always on. And I'm going to put that block right there. And then we just have to wait for our skeletons to spawn. Okay. There's our first skeleton. Hey. And that one looks like it's just a standard skeleton. It's not not the kind that we're looking for. Not a wither skeleton. Okay, I always forget when I pop into the nether that my sword crashes anytime I go to the nether. So we're just going to make just a normal... oh wait, I need ornate gold rod. That's what I need. We're just going to make just a sword. I'm going to go with straight supercharged malachite. That's fine. I'm not worried about it being super fancy or anything like that. And then we're going to throw on 5 bits of sharpness, and we'll go ahead and throw on... I've got 3 points of looting. I don't believe that there is a beheading. I don't think there's any kind of beheading, so we'll go ahead and grab that. It's just basic rarity. But hopefully it'll stop the crashing in the nether. Now we will, before too long, we'll automate wither skeletons with diamond spikes and all that, and then we won't have to worry about wither skulls anymore, but this will be good for now, because I just want to get the wither skulls that we need at the moment, you know. And let me go ahead and grab my ring of magnetization, and I'm just going to grind on these guys for a bit until we get the wither skulls or the, you know, the stuff that we need. Wither skulls or withered ribs, either one of those work out. They work fine, so I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so for some reason the spawner that we had set up, it's not producing wither skeletons. I don't know why that is. I've used it for quite a while trying to get them, and all I was getting was standard skeletons. I don't know if it's changed somehow in the pack, or if Extra Utilities has fixed it so that doesn't work anymore. I don't know, because I know it used to work in the past. But anyways, I finally got wither skeleton skulls. We got withered ribs. We got enough to actually get what we're going after. I actually ran through 2 supercharged malachite swords. Had to repair it a few times, which takes about 4 gems to get it up to full from broken, or almost full from broken. But anyways, if we take a look here, I've got just a ton of junk in here. So it's been a while. It took a while. I ended up having to just go to the nether fortress and just run around killing wither skeletons. But anyways, let's go ahead, bump these up. We're going to get wither skulls, and then I guess we're all set. Hopefully this goes okay. I'm actually up at the top of the nether right now. Just so we kind of got this bedrock. It's going to blow stuff up down. You can actually find areas where you can spawn the wither and, you know, not have him breaking through, but I haven't found any, and I'm not that worried about it. So we're just going to set him up in here. That'll be fine. Let's go ahead. Oh, actually, you know what? That's not going to work right there. Oops. I'm going to have to, I guess, bring him down by 1. Yeah, that should work. So we'll just put him right into here. It's not going to work because the bedrock's touching him. Okay. What if we do, like, right in here, maybe? There we go. Okay. We'll give him a second to explode. Hopefully my sword doesn't crash. For some reason, this sword, it has issues rendering the particles. And then sometimes it can actually take a while for me to get back into the game after the particle rendering crash. Okay. I'm hoping that my lifesteal will keep me built up. He has a ton of health. Oh man, he is destroying like everything here. Okay. Man, no. Oh, it's doing it, isn't it? I think it's crashing. Okay, let's, trying to come in from that crash, and it's just, oh, it's rough. Okay, but basically what's causing it is, for whatever reason, let me actually retreat here just a minute. I can't use my main sword because the particle effects mess it up in the nether. I'm gonna have to go to the, I guess, the overworld to be able to use my actual sword. Yeah, I'm gonna die, that's fine. There we go. Okay. For whatever reason, particle effects in the nether, and it isn't just that sword either. Like, just particle effects in general in the nether cause me to crash, and I don't know why that is. I didn't think about that whenever I summoned the wither. Even though I just made that sword, you know, I was thinking it was just wither skeletons that did it, but it's not, apparently. Ugh. Like, that's the thing, I don't have any really performance things, but I get these weird crashes, like with this, and there's just no way to fix it. Okay, we'll go up this way. Nope, not this way. He has a massive amount of health, too. And the fact that I'm limited on weaponry at the moment is not... That's not really helpful a whole lot. Okay, he has 750 health at the moment. Okay. Let me, oh, this ain't gonna work right here. I'm gonna keep spawn running him, I guess, I mean, my main sword actually does a lot of damage against him, but I can't use it, which is a little bit frustrating. I mean, I guess I could make like a Terra Blade or something like that, but the thing is, I don't think it's going to come even close to our Silence Gems tools as far as damage goes. Let me go ahead and put Ethereal on this and Light. And I'm not going to put any of these on there because I'll end up crashing with this sword. Hopefully this will fix it, maybe. So let me actually grab this. I want that heavy buffing. As long as I stay up on him and just keep damaging him, I can cut through the wither effect with the healing. Okay, this sword's actually doing fairly good damage against him, I feel like. Okay, there we go. Haha! Alright. That's what I gotta do then. I just gotta throw on heavy buffing and just stay up on him. Just keep damaging him. Let me keep that heal up real quick. And Heart Jar, Heart of Gold, Nether Star, there we go. That's what we really, really want. And I don't think I'm going to summon him here. I might... I'm actually going to go to the overworld, in fact. And that's due to the fact that I don't crash from... Or at least in my experience, I don't crash from particles in the overworld. So, I think that would be better. And then we can use our actual sword and probably rip through him at a pretty good pace, honestly. But I don't believe that we have access to any kind of wither protection blocks at the moment. Because there is no, you know, there's no witherproof blocks. Of course, he's going to break through obsidian. I don't think there's any wand of, no, wand of protection, nothing like that. And of course, we're not doing RF tools yet, so we can't use that. That's the one thing I hate is restarting this pack, either from crash or just starting it up. Like, usually when I get on here, I try to do everything that I need to do, you know, in one sitting, pretty much. Because starting back up sometimes is difficult. It can be extremely difficult in this pack. Because that's when I crash. I don't crash from any, like, performance issues or anything like that. I mean, after I'm on the pack for about 7 or 8 hours, it'll usually, like, start lagging really bad and I'll have to restart. But other than that... Performance-wise, it's fine. It's just I get crashes on startup is my problem. Let's get our warp stone. And I'm going to warp out to the Guardian plus Mushroom. Because I think we're going to summon him underwater. I think would be our best bet. Because that way some of the explosions are kind of counteracted by the water. It's kind of nice. Kind of nice. Let me get our ability bottle. And I'm going to switch out fire resistance for water breathing. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to summon him down inside one of these meteors. I think that would be best. So we'll just pop in here. There we go. Okay, I actually put up my, put up my soul sand and my skeleton skulls. Actually, my thing's on cooldown right now, so I'm going to summon this one just underground here. And then I'll warp. Once we get this next kill, then I'll warp back over to our ocean spot. And we'll probably summon the rest of them underwater. It's just a little bit safer for the terrain and stuff when we do that. Alright. We'll just drop him down. Right in here sounds good. And this should be a little bit easier because we can actually use our real sword this time, which is going to be very, very nice. Let me go ahead and pop up this. There we go. Oh yeah, this is much easier. Because I'm not crashing from the particles. I mean, you can see I'm staying at like full health, no problem at all. I mean, he's making a big mess. That's fine. I'm off well away, probably about 500, 600, 700 blocks from our base, so it's not really a big concern. Okay, there's 2 nether stars. Awesome. And I'll go ahead and get my healing spell ready just in case we need to pop it. And then once he's up, I mean, I do enough damage that I can pretty much negate wither effect. There we go. Ah! Ah! There we go. Where's my heavy buffing? There we go. Okay, he's got weakened now too, which is nice. That's from my ability bottle. Alright. I still need to upgrade to a diamond helmet. Or I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe just going Terra Steel. Honestly, at this point, we're close enough that we could get Terra Steel armor and just upgrade to that instead of work. Well, oh yeah, I've got to buy those bags, but there is a Terra Steel bag, so I think that's what we might do, you know, in the next episode or two, just upgrade to Terra Steel. Yeah, he's not too bad at all right now. And luckily, he doesn't get stronger every time we kill him. So, at least there's that, I guess. I think maybe making a buff spell that doesn't have slow fall might be a good idea, though. for future wither excursions. There we go. I mean, I guess, really, I don't have to run that buff spell. I don't think there's anything that we're, like, super benefiting from with that. It comes to mind, but I do need to make some new spells because we've grown a lot since I made those last spells. That we could really do some nice stuff with Ars Magica now. Wish you could knock back those wither skulls. Oh man, it's like a long drop. I know we were going to summon him underwater, but plans change. And I need to quit spamming, because I've been on 1.7 packs too much lately. And so, like, holding out to attack, I keep forgetting to do that. Ah! There we go. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and pull off my Ring of Magnetization now. Okay. And there is all of our nether stars. Yep, 5 of them. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and warp on back home. Where's my, There we go. Okay, and the first thing that I want to go for is the Witherless Rose. Rose Bush, that's not a problem. 4 nether stars. And then the Fertile Essence. catalyzing gland, rib bone, slime pearl, and green dye. Now, I will say that we have a ton of slimes, like slime balls and slime pearls now, because when I was building that slime farm, of course, during the duration of it, I had a ton of slime spawning, and we got a bunch. We've got 6, almost 7 stacks of slime balls now, and then we're gonna need 4 catalyzing glands. I've only got 1 left, actually. Oh, I don't have any rib bones. Aha, but I should have. Perfect. Okay, I've got 4 in there, and then we also need cactus greens. All right, so let me go cook that up real quick. But once we get actually into the slime farm, I'll go over the mechanics of it a little bit more, you know, once we're actually working on it, because there's some other things that we have to add, because, like, right now I've got to add a cushion system to keep the slimes from taking fall damage, because, surprisingly, slimes can take fall damage. And that's something that we have to account for, but it's very easy to fix, so I just haven't implemented it yet, because I wanted to do that with you guys. Basically, all I've done so far is just dig it out and build the platforms. So, but we'll go over all that shortly. Where's my rose bushes? There we go. And then our witherless rose. Well, doesn't want to shift click in. Is that not the correct? No. I swear, anything like that, I always get it in the wrong pattern. Okay, witherless rose. So now we're protected from the wither effect, which is something that I like to have before I take on the Gaia Guardian, because it's like wither for days on that fight. Now, after that, really I think that's the main thing that I want, because we've got all this really nice magic that we're going to be popping. We're going to be doing buffing, because I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of jumping in this fight. It uncrafted it. That drives me insane, too. I do not know why it does that. Okay. Let me recraft this real quick. Okay. So there's our witherless rose. And then for our beacon, that's the other thing that we're going to need. That is just 3 obsidian and a bunch of glass. Okay, so there's our beacon. And then, let's see. It's 4 Gaia pylons. Oops. And then we'll need some iron, I guess is what we'll use for that. Okay, so Gaia pylons, that's just mana pylons, pixie dust, elementium. That's fine. I may actually have to pop over and get some ender pearls. Yeah, I think I will. So let me go ahead and pop on over, because we're going to need some other ones to make pieces of terra steel. So that's fine. We might actually make some new weaponry too, because I wouldn't mind getting some chakrams today. That would definitely come in handy anyways. Okay. I hate when they do that. When I load them down with ice, and then they just teleport around. There's just a random Enderman head there on the ground. I tell you what's causing it, though, is the wither effect. So maybe if I do this instead. Because they'll teleport when they get hit by the wither. We do need to build a big Enderman farm, but we're doing a lot of farms like vanilla style in this pack, so they're big undertakings, kind of like that slime farm, you know. Okay, there's 18 ender pearls. That'll be fine. We'll go with that. And I will say that having that witherless rose is going to make the wither moving forward. It's going to make it so easy, like so easy. Okay, first up we need mana pylons. And that is 2 pieces of gold, mana diamond, and mana steel for each of those. So 8 pieces of gold. I'm just going to grab like a stack of iron. And then we're going to need 4 diamonds. And that's most everything. Actually, I'm going to get 2 stacks of iron, because we're going to need those iron blocks. Or no, I've got 9 blocks of iron. I'm just going to grab that. I'm going to have to process iron. I've got a bunch built up. I just haven't been, you know, I've been kind of processing things as I need them at the moment, until we get into like ore doubling or something. Which honestly, it's been working fine doing it that way. But I will need to process some more iron shortly. Alright, so there's our 4 mana pylons. And then we're going to need elementium. We're going to need... actually, I think it's 8 blocks of elementium. So 16 iron, and then 8 mana pearls. And we'll just throw this through here. There we go. And we'll get our Gaia pylons. Dun dun dun. And that's everything that we need for setting up our Gaia stuff. Now, in addition, of course, we're going to need some Terra Steel. I'm going to start with 2 pieces of Terra Steel. I do believe. Do I have diamonds up here? And I will get the rest of the Corporea system plugged up. I was just making blaze lamps, so I pretty much killed all of our blaze rods as they, you know, kind of stockpiled up. So that's why I haven't finished Corporea yet. You can blame it on that. Okay, so mana diamond, mana pearl, mana steel. And we'll get some of that Terra Steel made up. And like I said, I think I'm going to start... Let me actually look here. To make our chakrams, I guess we'll start with these. That's Terra Steel. Okay, I'm going to want 6 of those. So I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to make... Well, I don't have the mana. No, I'm not going to make... Never mind. Never mind. So I'm just going to make 1 piece of Terra Steel for right now. I was planning on making some chakrams, but I don't really have the mana right now to do that. I mean, technically I could pull it off, but then I'd be kind of mana tapped. And this hasn't even been running all that much of late. Just due to... well, that keeps getting backed up. I don't know why it does that, but at the same time it makes so much sand so fast that it's not a big concern if I have to manually change it out. But this, it's been very, very slow running this right now. It keeps wanting to back up on me, but that's just because I don't have a whole lot of mana production at the moment. I really, really don't. And I'll tell you what, one other thing that I want to do before we take on the Gaia Guardian is I would like to make a new healing spell. Okay, it's actually been a little while since we've made any spells. We'll go ahead and get augmented casting. Okay, I think that's the main thing I want out of there for right now. But I would like to get a new healing spell, because the one we're using, it's okay, but it doesn't really heal a whole lot. We're going to go ahead and take this healing. Contingency damage. It wouldn't be too bad, but I don't want... I don't know, we might do a contingency spell. Maybe. Maybe. I'd rather have contingency health, though. Let's go ahead and get life tap. Let's get life drain, dispel, zone, shield, contingency health. Absorption would be nice. We'll go ahead and get reflect, chrono anchor, duration, just because, honestly. We'll go ahead and grab mana drain, summon. I'm just grabbing all kinds of things. Contingency damage, we might as well go ahead and get that. What all's over here that we could grab? Create water, rift storage. Rift storage is actually really nice too. We might... Let me go ahead and grab that. Okay, I think I'm going to go with just that stuff for right now, and then... Because I just want... right now I just want a healing spell. Okay, so let's do contingency health, and then self. Okay? Yeah, I think we'll go contingency health, self, and then let's get healing. Wait, which one is healing and which one's heal? I can't remember if healing is just a stronger version of heal. Amplifies the healing done by spells or the damage dealt by healing spells to the undead. That's what we want. Okay, so let's get heal, healing, healing, healing. And then we could also get regeneration. I think that's good. And basically that's going to give us one big boosted heal. And what contingency health does is anytime... Basically, we can have one contingency on at any time. And what contingency does is whenever your health, or in this case, contingency health, basically, contingency means anytime that a certain condition is met, it's going to cast that spell. And contingency health, anytime that your health gets down to like 25% or lower, it's going to proc, and that way it'll cast like a really big heal on us whenever our health gets down to 25%. You know, as long as we have the mana for it. Okay, and that way we won't have to switch over to the spell book and use it and all that. We'll just get one big heal. It's going to give us regen. Sounds good. And let me go get a book and quill. And now that we're getting into contingency spells, there's a lot of stuff you can do with those, and they can be very, very potent. Basically, this spell is going to be pretty powerful, because anytime our health gets low to where we'd even be concerned with dying, it's going to pop a really big heal on us and buff our health back up. So it's not really like death protection, but it's, you know, it's getting there. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty effective for keeping us alive. Okay, so book and quill. And I have a feeling this spell is going to be pretty expensive to make, I think. I do believe. But, I mean, we're getting close to level 50 in Ars Magica, which is, well, we have a lot of mana. Almost 15,000 mana, so I have a feeling we're going to be able to cast this. No problem. Alright, so let's call this Big Heal. Or, yeah, we'll just call it Big Heal, and then I'll change it to, like, Contingency Spell, or Contingency Heal later on. Okay, but we're going to put that on there, and let's see what all do we need for this. Blank Rune, a clock, potions of healing, Tarma Root, blue topaz, 5,000 essence, light, neutral, dark. I think that's any of the three, right? I believe so. I hope so. 4 life essence, 2 alm, 1 ventium. Oh, 500 essence, neutral. Green rune, eggs, blue runes, golden apple, spell parchment. Well, I'll tell you what, I am going to have to run essence over to this, because I don't think that this is going to connect. Where's my, my crystal wrench? I don't think that this will connect all the way over. Yeah, no path was found between the selected nodes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use these essence conduits. I made these a bit back when I was testing something. Basically, these are crafted with just chimerite and some stone. They're really, really cheap. Now, for some reason, they don't show any kind of a picture here, so they're just kind of like invisible. So they're easy to get lost. But what we're going to do is we are going to just set up essence conduit. Like, we'll put one right here, for example. And let's see, it's still saying no path was found. Probably due to the distance, I imagine. So we'll put one right there. There we go, pairing successful. We'll go ahead and grab that node. That node should be able to reach over to... the source node doesn't provide any type of power the destination can use. Actually, I think if I just do... Okay, maybe that'll connect. I don't know. It just keeps saying it doesn't provide any power destination can use. So I think what it's going to happen is it's going to pull up and go in there, no problem. I think. I don't know. It's been a while since I've messed with those essence conduits. It's been a while since I've done any Ars Magica, but I think that'll work. Okay, so there's our clock. I'll tell you what, let me just go grab a book. I'm just going to grab everything that we need and start crafting all that stuff up. But basically what I want, because even with Wither Protection, the Gaia Guardian can do a lot of damage, plus he summons those ads, and they can do a lot of damage. And I just want something that's going to protect us from all that damage, right? Something that's going to give us, like, such a big heal that we don't have to worry about dying. Especially when you combine it with our life absorption and all that stuff that we've got going on. I think it'll be pretty powerful. Okay, so 4 potions of healing. I should have those, I should think. Okay, I've got the potions being made. And let's see, I've got Tarma Root. I've got blue topaz. There'll be our potions of healing. And then I've got the clock that we need. Now, next up after that is the 5,000 essence. We've got that. I'm pretty sure that, because I think this specifically means you have to use neutral essence. And then if I recall correctly, this can be any of the 3. I believe so. And then in addition, we're going to need life essence. Now, life essence, we can actually craft this using the essence refiner. And it requires 2 gold apples, arcane ash, and 2 eggs for each one. Okay, arcane compound, not terribly hard to make. This is, it's semi-expensive. Golden apples, apples and gold. Okay. And then our essence refiner that we made a bit back. Let's go ahead, grab that. And I'm just going to set this up like right here for right now. It's fine. Okay, golden apples, eggs, arcane ash. That's going to start running. It's going to take a little while to make that life essence. We still need to put focuses in those. Maybe some mana focus, maybe some speed focus. But that's fine. Okay, the spell's running right now. Then it wants a clock. It wants a potion of healing. It wants Tarma root. It wants blue topaz. Now it wants essence. And it did get essence from that. Great. Okay, now it wants life essence. There's one of those. So we'll go ahead and dump that in there. And then it wants Ventium. Okay, now it wants that lesser focus. Okay, lesser focus. And then we're going to need blue rune, green rune, and spell parchment. Do I have? I do not have any of those. Okay, so let me go get blue rune, green rune, and then that lesser focus. And I think that's the majority of the stuff that we need. Glass, gold nuggets. Okay, now I think we've got everything that we need. So we'll go ahead and pop back down here. They're wanting the lesser focus. Oh yeah, I haven't actually made this yet, but I do have all the pieces for it. Alright, so lesser focus, more essence, green rune, another life essence. There's all of those. And then an egg, potion of healing, life essence. Some of these get so expensive. That, life essence, egg, potion, blue rune, golden apple, spell parchment. Haha. Okay, at long last we have our spell. And I'm going to set this to like this big thing right here. And we're going to call this, we're going to do just like that. Contingency damage equals healing. Okay? And we'll go ahead and exit out of there. And then let's go ahead and add this to the spell book. And you can see the mana cost is nearly 6,000 mana. It's very, very expensive. However, we can just throw it on. And you can see right up at the top left, we have contingency spell up there. And so basically it's going to stay up as a buff. And then whenever we get down, it's going to pop that heal for us, just automatically, right? Now I am going to have to reapply it. That's not a problem. But, you know, I want that heal being up. And so it can just activate. As soon as our health gets low, just pow, activate. Instead of me having to watch my health. It'll be a little bit easier for me just knowing, just paying attention to when that contingency goes off. Okay, and we are up to almost 6 stacks of blaze rods now. Or back, you know, almost back up to 6 stacks of blaze rods, which is nice. Alright, so let's go see about summoning this boss. Am I wearing the... I'm not wearing the tectonic girdle right now. I am going to want that. Alright, tectonic girdle. Just so we don't get a bunch of knockback during this fight, because there is a lot of knockback to be had in this fight. And let's go ahead and charge up our mana tablet. And let me stop this rain real quick, because this rain is going to get annoying when I'm trying to fight the Gaia Guardian. We'll just grab a sunflower. And let's go hit our Terror Bozu. I don't know if we'll get to the slime farm today or not. Like, I didn't record this weekend because it literally took so long digging out that slime farm. And then when I started recording today, I was like, oh yeah, I really need Gaia spreaders for this to be as effective as I would like it to be. So, I apologize about that. But at the same time, that's okay because realistically, we've got some big builds coming up, so it's fine. I've got so many big projects going on in this series and coming up in this series and everything, like the subway and all of that. So, I mean, if an episode is late, that's probably why, you know. So, because we're doing things, a lot of things in a vanilla aspect. That's how the whole slime farm is. That's why it took so long to dig out. It's not as simple as throwing down a spawner and saying, okay, there we go. We've got a farm. But honestly, it's a lot more fun, I think. Like having that big structure in place as opposed to just having a little spawner room. Okay, now I think the Gaia Guardian, I think we're going to summon him right down here somewhere. Because it takes such a large area, and I need to build out a structure. Or not really a structure. I'm going to make some expansions to our Britannia area. I'm going to add like a little area that kind of sticks out. And that's where we're going to have the Gaia Guardian fight set up, but I haven't got it built yet. There's a lot of things I'm working on, I promise. I'm working on them, they just take a while to get through, so. Anyways, let's grab some of this Portuguese pavement. Let's grab our Lexica Britannia. And we'll go ahead and visualize this. Now, keep in mind this is going to be one higher because I've actually got the middle part here raised a little bit, so that's fine. Set that there. That one goes there. Now we'll throw on our tectonic girdle, and I think that's everything that I need. Let me go ahead and grab this and sort that stuff out. And let me unvisualize that. And shift right click, here we go. Okay, now if our health gets low, that's fine. We've got our contingency spell up. And the main thing that's going to be damaging us really is those little bats. Alright. Where'd you go? I think he's teleporting because he's got that freeze and wither. Whoa! I don't even think my contingency ever even went off. That means he must have just straight up just one-shot me. I'm going to have to go back and watch the footage. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah. My contingency didn't go off because my health was at 6. It was over, 25%. And that's the reason that it didn't activate. Okay. I went back and I got my stuff and I made another piece of Terra Steel. And basically, it was kind of my fault. I didn't go in there with any kind of protection from that happening. Because he can rip through that last little bit of health, no problem. And we do have a way that we can solve that, basically, and that is our Chaos Black Diamond with the regen on it. So let's go ahead and grab that. And let me double check my ability bottle real quick. Because right now we've got slowness, weakness, speed. I could use push away entities you're looking at. No, really none of this stuff I actually need. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate our night vision, and I don't know if there's anything else in here that I really need for this fight. I don't think so. I wonder if you could bring your dragon into this fight and just like sit on your dragon and battle him. I don't know. But anyways, let's go ahead. Let me activate this. Let me activate our contingency spell. And I'm actually going to keep that up right there. Okay. And this should go a little bit better, I think, than last time. Should. Because now we've got regen, so that shouldn't happen, right? And I can actually use those little bats to get health back. Oh, where'd you go? There we go. Yeah, because, I mean, we're cutting through his health at a very good rate right now. Now, this part's probably actually going to be the worst. But that's just because these mobs are all, like, super buffed. But luckily, I mean, I've got a lot of healing coming from my sword. So that's my hope, is that it's going to beat out this. I do need to get rid of this witch pretty quickly, I think. Oh, man. See, I don't have any kind of, like, big mass crowd control. I should have probably made an AoE spell, actually. Probably before we fight him next time, I may make a big AoE spell. But you can see all this slowness kicking in. Man, there's so many guys right here. This is actually ridiculous. And those witches are just going to keep healing themselves. Oh, I probably should have put on fire resistance because of these ads catching on fire. But anyways, he's back on the field now. I may try to focus him down. Okay, I do want to heal up. Oh. There we go. Our contingency's back up. Gosh, all these ads. It's ridiculous. I need to eat. Oh, no. That's not what I meant to do there. Oh my gosh. I mean, luckily, I can kind of keep my health up off these ads pretty well, but this witch has got to die. Oh, that's what I was afraid of, though. There we go. Luckily, this sword's got a ranged attack. Oh my gosh. There's just so many guys. I'm trying to find him. I would like to finish him off. Okay. Ah. Those blight ads need to die. Like, this is just crazy when the mobs have like 1,000 health. This is just nuts. We're gonna need like a really big, like, AoE spell. That's what we need. Okay, there we go. Cannot hit him for whatever reason. Take damage, you. There we go. Oh man. There we go. Did I get his items? Okay, I'll tell you what. Give me my Ring of Magnetization. Let me throw that on. Oh, he broke my legs. Wow. Watch, did he seriously not, like, drop anything? That would be awesome if he didn't. I don't know. It looks like there's some items in there. I see a shader grab bag, for sure. Okay, there we go. There's our Gaia spirits. Okay. So we got 8 Gaia spirits. That's what I was after. Oh my gosh. That was crazy, actually. Anyways, note to self, make sure and make an AoE kill spell for next time. But I will say that next time we fight him, we're going to be in a more permanent location with all the nice buff flowers and all of that. Like, that'll be the only time that we fight him, like, really, really rough like that. I don't want to have to do that ever again. Let's see. So the Gaia spirits, then what we can do is we can use those to upgrade our mana spreaders to Gaia mana spreaders. Okay? That's what I was after. This whole episode, that's what I've been after. Is getting that Gaia down. Oh, so that we can do that. But yeah, basically what got me last time was it got me to 6 health. Well, he can tear down 6 health in a single attack. So it didn't activate my contingency. And then he was able to basically just like insta-kill me right there like that. Which was the problem. So the regen pretty much negated that. So that's what we needed to kind of give us that 1-up. So, alright. Now let's pop down here. And let's get ourselves just a little bit of this living wood. Okay, so let's get mana steel. We'll get our elementium. And then we can get our spreader. Oh wait, I need dream wood. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but I ran through a ton of living wood. Like, I don't have all that much, and I actually had to make more than what I had. Like, start that system back up. I've got it turned off right now. I need to turn it back on. But that's just because I just added more oak to the system. We've got 5.5 stacks. I need to top that off before I start it back up, though. But I was kind of waiting until, hopefully until we get our mana system set up. Like our new mana system. Because I will say that this new mana system it should produce more mana than we're going to need for a while. Like, we're going very large scale with this. So, there we go. There we go. There we go. There is our Gaia mana spreader. And the reason I wanted this is just because with the amount of mana that we're going to be producing and moving at one time, because it's going to be a lot of mana. Like, you know, the experience farm, that was a little bit of mana in comparison to this. Okay? Because, like, large slimes, for example, they produce 8,000 mana. Which is just a massive, massive amount of mana. I can't recall how many Endo Flames that's equal to, but it's a lot. Okay? And we need to be able to move that mana out. And we need to be able to move it out quick. So that's kind of my goal, you know, as far as getting that Elven Mana Spreader, because that, with like a potency lens, it's going to be able to move that mana really, really quick. And the Gaia Mana Spreader has a larger buffer too, which is nice. But just as a heads up, I want to go over basically this structure. Basically, it runs, you know, all the way down. That's right above bedrock. Okay. You know how bedrock gets all like messy, so I built it like the level right above bedrock. And basically slimes, they can spawn anywhere from bedrock all the way up to Y39. You know, I went over that earlier. And what I've done is I built these platforms out, and they are, if we teleport over to one of these, you can see that they are 2.5 blocks high, which is the height that's needed for a large slime to spawn. Okay, any lower than that, I wouldn't be able to spawn the really big ones, like the big monster slimes. And then any higher than that, and it's kind of wasting space. So I went with 2.5, and then all the floors and stuff, that's a slab, so mobs can still spawn on top of that. So basically that's how that's set up. One thing I want to do, or actually two things that I want to do before we end out the episode, just to kind of give you guys a heads up. I've still got to add a little bit to the build, and there's two parts in particular that are actually going to take a while, so I just want to go over what those are going to be. First is the mob movement system that we're going to be using, and the other is the fall protection for the slimes. Because slimes, even though they're slimes, which when I started setting this up, I was thinking that slimes had innate fall protection, right? But they actually don't, which is, it's just kind of interesting. They were falling off and just dying. But the first thing that we're going to need for the mob movement is we are going to need an absolute ton of conveyor belts. Like a ton of them. And I think, let me get all the iron that we've got. Let me get a bit of redstone. And I'm not going to make all of these right now. But what we can do is a lot of that leather that comes from our zombie farm. Throw this stuff back. Like, if we pop downstairs, because leather's not really an issue. I will say that we're going to automate this whole process of making leather very, very soon. But zombies drop all these like damaged leather pieces and stuff like that, and then what we can do is we can break those down into leather scraps and turn those into leather. So really at the end of the day, the leather is not going to be that big of an issue, because these conveyor belts craft 8 at a time. I think we'll have plenty, and if not, I can go gather some, but you know, that's okay. I've got to reset up the current zombie farm. I've got a couple things that I'm going to try. Well, primarily it is putting a wall up between the villagers, because I'm almost thinking the villagers are getting killed is what's causing them to vanish, right? I think that's what's happening. But this is actually going to be such a pain to do. But basically what we need to do is we need to set up conveyor belts. Okay. Let me just start killing some of these guys off real quick. And that zombie and dweller have been in here for a while, actually. Because I just kind of ignored them for the most part before now. You know, this is the first time I've actually had to get down in the pit in a while since they've been in here. Just slimes all over the place. Terrible. But next episode, these guys are going to be making a ton of mana for us. Oh, and the more I kill, the more spawn. Like, look at all the big ones jumping down over there. Like, it's crazy. Anyways, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to run conveyor belts. Gosh, this is terrible. Basically, all the way down through here. And, I mean, the whole floor has to be conveyor belts. And basically, they're going to have to make that corner, come around, and go all the way down to here. Okay? Now, I'm debating how I want to do this. I don't know if I want to leave like the center section for killing for slime balls, or if how I want to do that. But either way, I mean, these conveyors are going to have to come all the way down through here, and the whole floor is going to have to be conveyors by the time it's all said and done. Now the Narslimus has like, I think I can't remember the exact radius. I think it's 2 blocks out. So if so, I have to double check that, but I think it would be like right in here-ish, and it would kill. I may not actually even need this conveyor belt in that case. If it's 2 blocks out, I could put it like right here, and it would cover this whole section here. And then what we'll probably do is have this front section, basically any slimes that fall in this front section specifically are going to get harvested for slime balls and slime pearls. So that way we're getting mana and we're getting our slime drops within one farm, okay? But I just want to kind of give you an idea of the conveyors, what I'm going to have to do for all that. I'm not going to set all those up on camera because that just takes forever. And then as far as the fall protection, because that's really the conveyor belts and the fall protection are the last big things I have to set up for this farm. The rest is just killing, moving items, moving mana and all that stuff. We're going to be moving mana by rail carts, okay? And that's what that little like side back passage thing is. So, but I know this slime farm has taken and will take a few episodes to set up, but that just comes with the territory. Hope you guys don't mind. It is a very large undertaking. But on the plus side, if you guys watch Quantus, you know I built that big tree farm, that automatic tree farm that produced a bunch of mana for us. It was filling up mana batteries, and we got that Terra Shatterer filled up like almost full, like really quick before that series ended. And I will tell you that this setup, once it's done, it's going to create way more mana than that setup did. This is a very large scale, like in-game Botanium mana production system. It's going to be great. But the other thing that I want is from Chisels and Bits. We're going to do just basically just to show you what I'm going to have to do here to give you guys an idea. Because the conveyor belt system and this Chisels and Bit work, this is both going to take a while to do, but it's the last big thing that we have to do before that whole system is ready to go, you know. But let's get ourselves a fluid bit tank. And I will say this is probably the part that I'm dreading the most, honestly. We'll set that up right there. Let's get a bucket. There we go. And let's get ourselves just a bunch. Actually, I think just right-click, right? Let's get ourselves a bunch of these chiseled water blocks. Okay. And we're going to use the chiseled water blocks for fall protection for our slimes. Now, I will say, I'm not really looking forward to doing this, like setting all this up, but I think for the most part it actually might be a little bit easier to set up than the conveyor belts. Conveyor belts are going to be tough because, as you can tell, slimes are spawning in this setup like crazy fast. And once I get the water in place, it's going to be even faster because they're not going to be dying from fall damage. Because right now, at least some of them are dying from fall damage, which is very nice, actually. But what we're going to do is, I think on this floor right here, let's go ahead and set this to, I guess we'll have to do line. There goes one. Actually, let's start on this front section here first, I think. But basically what I want to do is I want to bring out a line of water blocks. Let me grab some kind of building block here. And I'll just kind of bring that out. But if we do something like this and just kind of bring this over, I'm probably not going to make it a solid thing of water, but instead do like that. And I think, yeah. See, if you notice, whenever I hit that, if I can hit it, God, you'll notice that it kind of slows my fall for just a minute. And that's what we're going for. Basically, I want it to catch them, kind of slow their fall. And then as they fall out of that water and they go down, they're not going to be moving at full speed. So that'll be fine. And then what we'll do is we'll have, like, say, another line of water like right here. And I think it's going to look pretty interesting as well. So now if the slimes fall through, well, I may have to do solid. Okay, I tell you what, I'm just going to make it a solid thing. I'll just get a recipe or a design and just copy that over. Oh. And we'll just do like that, kind of, all the way around, though. And so, well, I don't know, it's still not... Okay, it is catching, it's just not... On that Portuguese pavement, since I hit the ground right there, it's not as noticeable as quickly. So, I don't know. I'm going to play around with it and see. But I'm going to use that, basically, for catching our fall. and stopping us, or stopping the slimes as they fall through there. I think that would be the best way to do it. And it'll be fairly cheap. It'll just be time consuming, like this entire build has been. It's so time consuming, it's ridiculous. But anyways, I'm going to get those conveyor belts set up and that water set up. And I'll probably continue building because we got a bit of blaze rods built up. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to do like a line of blaze rods and then kind of do like a stair design. So as I build this around, you know, this side's going to stay probably about this high just so I can access it. And then I'll come around and I'll get all the, like that far side built and then this side built, then finish out on this side. But it won't be done by next episode, I can promise, because I don't have the blaze rods for that. But anyways, that's what I've been working on, and at least we got the spreader done for this episode. And next episode, we'll actually dive into it, because I should have the conveyor belts done, the water done. Then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to set up the Narslimuses to kill the slimes. We're going to have to set up the mana movement system. We're going to have to set up the mana battery. Basically a bunch of little tasks like that. They're not all that time consuming to set up, but we do have a lot left to set up. But it should just be next episode, and then we'll be moving on to setting up our next town and doing a little bit of railcraft. Man, those slimes just spawn so fast. Like, you kill one and two more spawn. It's ridiculous. So it's gonna be good mana production, I promise you guys. It's just so time consuming. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know we didn't get to what we planned on getting to this episode, but it can't really be helped. So sorry about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay up to date with when new videos come out. And the next episode will be on time. It's just, like I said, I just got wrapped up digging that out and working on that, and it was just, it really took a long time. Like, I watched the entire first season of Seraph of the End, as well as I started watching Preacher, because I've never seen it before. I've heard good things about it. So I started watching Preacher, and what in the world? Okay. I started watching Preacher, and yeah, I'm basically, I watched the entire first season of Seraph and quite a bit of Preacher just in the process of working on that, and the entire time I wasn't even watching stuff. So just to give you an idea, the first season of Seraph of the End is 24 episodes, like half-hour episodes. So, I mean, I spent a very long time digging that out and working on it. So, like, literally all of Saturday, a big chunk of Sunday, and part of Monday working on that. So, anyways, sorry about that. Big projects. But I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys then.